Hey YouTube friends, how is it going? I hope everyone's doing great. We are nearing the end of August. I can't believe it. Labor Day is just a short, week away, just over a week away. Time is crazy. And on the subject of time, I want to talk about how I manage my time with the fact that I am a candle maker on my third year in business, and all 3 years, I'm still working a full time job. So that's what we are going to discuss today while I prep some jars, just kind of a casual chit chat, if you will. I want to talk to you about some problems that I have encountered, how I'm handling them, and just what it's like to be me in this candle business. So I hope you guys will hang out with me, and definitely you will want to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I have a video coming out at the end of the week where I am going to be giving you my first impressions of the Scented Flame fall collection in wax. So I already did an out of the bottle first impression, and the next one is I poured them all into wax melts and have been testing them. And let me just tell you, there is some shocking information that you will get from me on this one. So I hope that you guys will stick around. Like I said, subscribe if you're not already. That would be awesome. And let's get started. So if you've not been on my channel before, my name is Jessica, and I'm the owner and the doer of all things for Round Town Candle Co. And yeah, I am a busy gal. So I want to talk to you about what all I've got going on and how I am managing, or sometimes not managing, my time. So let's jump in. Okay, super fast before I go any further with this. I have my Columbus Candle Supply shirt on. I am so fortunate that I have a candle supply store within driving distance. And I mean, it's like maybe 30 minutes away, 25 minutes. And it's just a super small but incredible space. I can get my wax. I get a lot of my jars there. I get the majority of my fragrances there, and they're just really good people. Derek is the owner, and his wife Julia, and they have a daughter. It's just an incredible experience. Whenever I've walked in there, I just feel like they care about me. Even as a new business, when it was a little bit intimidating to walk in there, you know, they really made me feel like at ease. And oh my gosh, you walk in there and it's, how is the store, how are things going, how was your holiday open house? I mean, they pay attention and they're just really good people. And unfortunately, the owner Derek just passed away completely unexpected. I think he is 41 years old, so he's just a couple years younger than me. Absolutely gut wrenching. So that, first of all, just anyone who knows Columbus Candle Supply knows Derek. You know exactly what I'm talking about. They definitely deserve a shout out because they're one hell of a business. And don't know what the future holds. No idea if that business is going to continue or not. But wow, that was a really tough one. Also, it's super important to know, then there's been businesses that have closed just because of the economy and costs and things like that. So super important to diversify. It's okay to get a lot of your products at one store, one location, one company, but make sure that you know where those things are elsewhere. And one person's cranberry apple marmalade might be different than another person's. So, buy testers, even when you already have your stuff going, from other companies, just so you always have that backup plan so that you're not put into a panic situation if your business that you shop at would have to suddenly close. So, yeah, just really sad, you guys, really unfortunate. So, yeah, I'm going to get into it. I am prepping these apothecary jars today that I will be pouring. I'm doing a 15 ounce and a 22 ounce, and I think I'm going to start phasing out my 8 ounce and 4 ounce jars. I really like these. I think they're a gorgeous jar. And I had released some of the larger size, the 22 ounce, and they sold out like crazy instantly. I just did like a little summer, um, like a surprise. Here's a new scent in a new jar, and I released it during a really slow period of time, and it really ramped things up, and it was fantastic. So the jar was a big hit. So I just decided that I really like them and I want to keep them. So that's what I'm gonna do. Um, Always spray them out with alcohol and wipe them out first before you wick them. Because if not, you will end up with a wick that doesn't stick because there's a little dust or dirt on the bottom. And I've had that happen before, and I've tried to cut corners. So don't be like me. Well, be like me now. Don't be like the old me. Don't try to cut corners. All right, so I am going to start wicking these. I've already wiped these out. So let's talk about what it's like for me right now. I work full time in the auto industry, and we are moving. Obviously, if you follow my channel for any period of time, I've just moved into my new studio space. We are actually moving into this house, but we're not here yet. So there's been a lot of back and forth. Work all day. We come out here, and we're working around on the house here. We're eating dinner out here, all that good stuff. And then it's back home to our own house. So the big challenge for me has been I don't have enough time when I get off work. I'm fortunate. I work from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., so that's like amazing hours. Um, but then when I get off and come out here, and then, doing the things here, I don't have enough time really to start my melter, get it going, plan, prep, pour, do stuff like that. It's really hard during the week to get a significant amount of work done out here. Sometimes I will make wax melts or work on labeling or things like that, but it's just really hard at the end of an 8-hour day when I'm getting up at 5 a.m. to come out here and keep pushing on. So knowing that we have to leave here, and we can't just stay. It would be different if we were living here and I could just be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna work until I'm done and then I'll just go upstairs and go to bed. But we're like 12 to 15 minutes away is the drive. So all kinds of challenges being faced right now. Then the weekend comes and it's like, now I need to do things that can be more significant, like these big pours and, testing and all that stuff. So it's really, it's really been difficult for me to balance everything out. And then I've started a new business. I started Buckeye State Magnet Company where I make custom magnets. Love that. Why did I start a business when I'm already struggling with time management? I don't know. Glutton for punishment? No. I really like it. And I really believe deep down that I can make all of this work. So here's the deal though. I ran into some challenges right out of the gate when I got here that my wax 464 was not working. I'm having a lot of trouble in this space. I'm so used to pouring in my old studio, and everything was like a science. I knew exactly what was going to happen, how it was going to behave. Never even thought about coming in here and then candles beyond fixing. Not even a heat gun could help me out. I'm talking like these really strange craters. And then when I would try to run a heat gun to it, it was like sinkholes bigger than I've ever seen in my life. Fragrance oil almost separating from the wax. Like, I don't even know what all has gone on. I just know that it has been extremely frustrating and worrisome. So I've thought about changing wax. I've started working with Soy 10 because it is not as temperamental as the 464. But the problem is you can't just change wax in an instant. And I have a lot of scents that I have year round because, again, I have a brick and mortar. So um, all of them will have to be tested, and I don't have time, and fall is coming and I'm not ready to launch, starting to panic. So been working, I've got dehumidifiers, adjusting the thermostat, trying to get the balance in here just right to where this wax is going to be happy. And so what I've decided to do, the smaller jars, like the little 4-ounce jelly jars, no problems there. The little 8-ounce tins, no problem. It's when I get into these bigger, taller, especially on the larger 22-ounce apothecary jars, where it's got so much more. It just, so I'm going to work on pouring these in two pours. So I've never been a double pour type of person before. I usually just like I pour the whole thing and we're done. But I think what I'm going to do is, now that I've got the temperature and humidity where I think it's going to be really good down here, I'm going to do a double pour. So I will start out and pour probably about 60 to 70% of the candle, and then I will let that set up and do its thing, see how it looks, and then I will go in and pour the remainder. So I'm hoping that will work, because I'm running out of stock in my store, which obviously means I'm also running out of stock online. And then I need to get fall going. So I'm trying to get everything crunched down. We do have a long weekend this weekend for Labor Day. So we're going to make it a 4-day weekend. So I plan on spending the weekend working. And, really once I get this done, it won't take me very long to get these poured. So I like to do large pours, So it may not necessarily be a large amount of each scent, but I've got a lot of scents. So I want to pour at least, X amount in the small jars and the big jars of this, that scent. So I have all these scents to catch up on, but I'm going to focus on my best sellers first, and then the new fall scents, and then kind of work my way down from there. So I think the main thing is, when it comes to trying to keep things in balance, it's really super easy to get extremely overwhelmed to the point that you feel like you cannot do it, the point that you feel like you're ready to just quit. So the way that I have really started to work through that is, all right, you ever make a to-do list and it's like a mile long, and then you only get like 4 things done? Those 4 things were a great accomplishment, but you feel like crap because you still have all of this left that you didn't get to. So you can't make a to-do list that's unrealistic. I mean, you're not going to get the whole thing done in a day. You can't. It's too much. So don't make that list, because as soon as you do, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. So the one thing that I have really found that has been extremely helpful to me is, instead of setting these huge goals that are ultimately going to be unrealistic, that will absolutely not all get accomplished and will leave me feeling like I'm behind and I'm failing and all of that stuff, is I just pick goals that I know I can meet. So, for example, like I told you, I work all day, we get home, we come out here, but we're only here for a few hours. So I don't have a lot of time. So when we're here for those few hours, I know I'm not going to be able to pour a table full of candles. I don't have that kind of time. So what am I doing? I'm doing things like working on my labeling, which I can even do that sometimes at work if I get a slow enough spot at work. I'm working on cleaning and prepping jars. I can do wax melts pretty quickly because those are fairly easy to do, and my room sprays. So I may come out with a list that is going to be clean and wick all the jars for the next pour. So I spray them, I clean them out, I wick them, and then what I do is I just tucked my wicks in like this, and I just turn them upside down and put them back in the box. So that way, with them being upside down, they're not going to get any kind of dust or dirt or anything like that, and then it helps to keep them cleaner. So I just put them upside down in the box, and then when I have that time, when I have that energy, or maybe I feel pretty darn good from a day and I'm like, okay, I can work a little later tonight, no big deal, I'll flip on the melter and I can just, they're ready to go, and I just pour them out or pull them out and then pour them. So doing things like that, but realistic to-do lists is the most important thing. Um, and then, another thing is that when I do have a full day, like if I have a full Saturday where nothing else is going on and I know I can be in the studio all day, what happens is, or what has happened is, I will come into the studio and then it's like, oh my gosh, I have 8, 10, 12 hours, however much I want to spend in here. And then I'm like, I need to pour, I need to test, I need to order stuff, I need to check my inventory, I need to do this, I got to do that. And then it's like there's so much that I start getting crazy overwhelmed, and it's hard to focus because I will start into cleaning, prepping jars, or getting them ready and getting the fragrances out so that I can pour. And then all of a sudden I'm over here and I'm working on, well, I need to do these room sprays. So again, making a list. And when I have those days where I'm here longer, I'm not afraid to make my list longer. And even if I don't complete it all, that's fine. But I need the structure. I need the organization of it so that I know, like, okay, I have all this time. I'm going to take this block right here, this chunk, and I'm going to do this. So that means I'm going to be pouring 6 different scents in these jars. And that's what I'm going to do. Then when I get done with that, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to take this chunk that I can focus on next, and I'm going to work with this. And then I just go through and do that until I get to a point where I'm done, I'm tired, I have to move on to something else. But I always clean up when I'm done because I don't want to come back into a mess. This new studio space is a dream, and the last thing I want to do is trash it. So I always make sure that before I'm going to leave, that I give myself at least, it doesn't take that long, 15 or 20 minutes. I can have everything put back in its place, everything wiped down, everything ready so that when I walk in here the next day, I can just start into whatever that I'm going to do. So, I get it. I've talked to people that, say, wow, I would really love to do that, but I just don't have the time. Let me tell you, you can do it even if you feel like you don't have the time, because you are the one that makes the rules. I'm the one that ultimately decides when candles come out and what new scents there are and how many new scents there are. And, we put this pressure on ourselves that, like, where we feel like, oh gosh, well, this business has got 5 new scents that they've already put out. Now I need to. It's like, no, just don't do that. It's okay. Just do your thing. You can do your own thing, and you can be successful by doing your own thing. I've seen people that put their fall scents out really early, and it's still 90 degrees outside, and people aren't quite feeling the fall vibe yet, so their sales can start out a little slow. Or I have known people that will release a little early and then they will kind of sell out, and then when it really gets into like the good fall season, then they feel like they have to maybe bring out another scent because people were like, oh, okay, well, you had these scents out for 2 or 3 months already, is this all we're getting? So I mean, there is no right or wrong. There is no, you just do what you want to do, and you just keep your customers informed. I think that's the main thing, is letting people know where you're at with everything, what to expect. And you know what, if you say like, hey, fall scents are going to come out September 1st, and then September 1st rolls around and you have totally mismanaged your time and you're not ready, all you have to do is be like, hey guys, I'm really sorry, life is crazy, work is crazy, fall scents are delayed a week, they'll be out on the 8th. And like, people are going to be cool with that. Um, we are much harder on ourselves than our customers are on us. I can tell you that right now. And yeah, there will be the customer that's going to be like that one that's like difficult, maybe. I don't want to jinx myself, but I've not really had that customer yet. But I mean, even if there is a difficult customer, like that's okay. Still, you can't let that one person make you feel any certain way. Um, you will always be harder on yourself than people will be on you. And all you have to do is walk into a small business or go to a craft show, go to a market, and go to a non-candle maker. Go to their booth, shop as a shopper, you know, whether you're buying a handmade crocheted item or jewelry or, you know, whatever it is, and interact with that person and see how it goes. And you are going to love their display. You are going to talk to them. You're going to get to know them. You know, you'll pick out your favorite stuff. You'll shop from them. You'll think, wow, this is a great business. I'm going to shop from them again. But what you don't see is that person is going, oh my gosh, I hope I brought enough stuff. Oh, I hope these earrings sell. Oh my goodness, I hope they like this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't get this out. I really wanted to bring this item, but I just ran out of time. Like that's what they're doing to themselves. But you as the shopper, you're like, this is fantastic. I love this stuff, you know? So keep that in mind with your own business. We are our own worst enemy and we need to knock that off, like for real, because it's crazy. So yeah, I've had to make a lot of adjustments. I have to adapt all the time to all the changes. And there are some days where I can't do anything down here. I come down here and I look around and I'm like, there's nothing I can do in a timely manner. I just am not going to work down here tonight. And I have to walk away and accept that. So make a list. Make it make it a reasonable list. Don't set the bar so high that you're already going to fail before you even get started, because all that does is knock the wind out of your sails and it just discourages you. So don't do that. Be realistic. Give yourself grace. Prioritize what's the most important thing for you. For me right now, it's getting fall candles out. So I'm focusing on finalizing the testing for my fall scents. I am focusing on ordering those fragrances and making sure I have all the materials I need. And then I'm going to be focused on getting those poured, getting the labels ready, getting everything set up, putting it in on the back end, you know, figuring out my cost of goods, getting everything in, and getting them on the shelf. And then after that, it'll be my everyday scents that I'll restock. And then, you know, so you can't do it all at once. Just prioritize what's the most important, what's the most sought after thing right now. Focus on that and then work your way down. So, all right, guys, I have been rambling for a long time. I don't know if you're sleeping. I don't know if you have like muted me. I mean, I might just be talking to myself at this point, but if you've stayed and you're hanging out with me still, thank you so much. I love you guys. Don't be discouraged. You can be super, super busy. You can have 1,000 things going on and you can still have a successful candle business and like start another little business if you want, you know? So anyways, all right. I am going to wrap this up. My next video is Scented Flame. I put it in wax. You will not want to miss it. Please make sure you subscribe, hit the little notification bell, and do all the things. I would love for you guys to hang out with me. As always, leave comments. I will respond. I love engaging with you. Let me know what your struggles are in the comments. If you have a specific struggle where you are feeling overwhelmed or time is an issue, or maybe you have I don't want to call it a cheat, but maybe you have like a little cheat, you know, a little way around to kind of make things easier. So if you have a way that you do something that makes it quicker and easier and more efficient, please share that. So I always appreciate that kind of stuff too. So, all right, you guys, I am out of here for now, but I will see you so soon. And until then, have a good one. Take care. And, let's keep our head up. Let's keep our head up. Keep our chin above water. We have got this. We've got this, right? Am I ever in my lifetime going to have a clicker that clicks when I need it to click?